Hey guys, so today I actually decided to do a pet peeves video, and my sister Lindsay uploaded one of these, and I actually asked her, I was like, after I saw your video, like, can I make a pet peeves video? Like, would you be mad if I made one? And she was just like, no, why would I care if you made one? You can do whatever you want. So I was like, okay, I'll make one. So let's go ahead and get started. So my first pet peeve is when girls say twins. Like, if we're wearing the same shirt and somebody goes, oh my god, twins! No, we're not twins. I look nothing like you. We're wearing the same shirt. Okay, we have the same shoes on. Okay, no, we're not twins. We're not. My next one is when people sing in the car. And actually, this is only annoying for me when it's my mom or my dad. I guess it's just because I don't have my own car, but since my parents drive me around, I'm literally in the car with them, and then I'll be playing one of my favorite songs, and I'm just sitting there, you know, chilling, like coming home from dance or like school or something, listening to a good song, and my dad will be like, you're ruining the song, stop. And he'll be like, oh, God, why do you keep yelling at me? And I'm just like, well, I mean, I'm just trying to listen to the song and you're ruining it, and you don't sound good, so I don't know why you're singing to the song that you don't know. Next is kind of having to do with driving. I absolutely hate when people are late picking me up. If I have to wait at school for an extra 5 minutes, I will shoot myself. Like, as soon as I get out of school, I just want to walk out. And I know this is really selfish of me, but like the other night at dance, I called my dad and he just wasn't answering. And then he finally answers and goes, Meg, I'm at the gym. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, you kind of are supposed to pick me up on Wednesday nights from dance. You do every single night. And he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm like 20 minutes away. I'll be there then. It wasn't even 20, it was more like 30. And then I didn't get home until so much later. And I have homework, I have things to do. I just hate being late so much. I'm kind of a hypocrite about those things because I'm really late to certain things. But I mean, like, I just hate when other people are late for me. Okay, next is when people say, can I see it? When, like, this especially happens when I'm showing Nevin a picture at lunch, or I'll be showing her like a conversation, and someone at our table, I'm not gonna point out names, will lean over and be like, can I see it? Wait, what's that? Or they'll be like, wait, what are you guys laughing about? Nevin's on my bed, by the way. Or they'll, like, we'll just be laughing about a picture and they'll laugh with you and they'll be like, wait, what was it? What was it? And I'm like, why are you even laughing? You didn't even know what we were laughing about. Okay, and then also, like, correlating in with that is when I'm showing somebody a picture on my phone and they take my phone out of my hand just to look at it. Like, why can't you see it when I'm just holding it in front of your face? I'm holding it right here for you. Why do you have to personally hold it? Oh my god, when people take your phone and they look at it and they're like, oh my god, that's funny. And then they start scrolling through your pictures. I gave you my phone to look at one photo. Why are you looking through all of my photos? It was one thing that I was trying to show you. It was one. Like, I was just handing you the picture. I wasn't even handing it to you. I was just showing it to you. And you were just like, wait, let me see it. Well, let me see. And I'm just like, stop. Next is, of course, leaving my door open. Do not step foot in my room if you are going to leave the door open. That is the most frustrating thing I've ever witnessed in my whole entire life. Like, when my dad, he just started doing this recently. When he comes to wake me up in the mornings, he'll come and wake me up and then he'll leave my door open. And so I can hear everybody, like, downstairs in the morning, or like my dog's barking, and I'm just like, shut my door! Shut my door. And it's so annoying. Or when they come in to like tell you something and then they just leave the door open. Why did you even come in? Why? God, it's so annoying. Next is when people say what, and Lindsay also had this in hers, but it's when you're telling somebody something. My friend Kaylee does this after everything. Nevin's over here cracking up on the bed because she knows it's true. We'll tell her something and she'll go, what? And we're like, Kaylee, I just said blah blah blah, you look cute today. And she'll go, what? And we're just like, Kaylee, I said you look cute. And she'll be like, oh, thanks. And I'm just like, why? Couldn't you have heard that the first time? Or when you'll yell something to her and she'll just be like completely blank in her face. And we're like, Kaylee, did you even hear me? And she'll be like, what? Next is commonly asked questions in school. And I don't know if you, or like all of you, if you can relate to this, but so we have seminar at my school. It's like this little class called seminar, and it's only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And sometimes they'll cancel it, but always when they cancel it, they'll make some kind of announcement. And it's always on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it'll be a Tuesday. And someone in my first period, because we have it second period, someone in my first period will go, do we have seminar after this? And I'll just look at them and be like, what day of the week is it? Is it Monday, Wednesday, or Friday? No, it's not. So we don't have it. We don't have it. And then they'll just be like, okay, God, like I didn't know. And I'm like, well, I mean, we have it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It is your sophomore year. Maybe you should know what day it is. Or also in school when people ask you, hey, do you have a pencil? Hey, do you have a pen? And then they never give it back. You know what? No, I don't have a pencil. I don't have a pen for you. Because guess what? You're never gonna give it back to me, so why would I even give it to you? Maybe I want the pencil for myself. Or do you have a piece of gum? No. No, I don't. Maybe I only have gum for myself. And then next, I don't know how many of you are gonna relate to this because this is just kind of like one of my most pet peeved things ever. I talked about this in my best friend tag with Nevin, but it's oranges. And I hate oranges. I don't know why. I don't have any interest in drinking orange juice. Like, I'll drink it if it's put in front of me and I'm like, oh, like, that's kind of good. But I have never had any desire to be like, when I'm out at a restaurant or something, to ask the waiter for a glass of orange juice. My mom doesn't buy orange juice. I don't drink orange juice. When people eat, like, full-size oranges next to me, don't touch me. Do not touch me. Like, Nevin will always eat oranges at lunch next to me and she'll like reach for some of my stuff and I'll be like, stop, wipe your hands off before you touch me, because like I can't have that smell, and I just hate the lingering smell on your hands, and you can smell it on people after they eat an orange or like a clementine. I actually love clementines and like little cuties, but like big oranges, the ones you have to peel with your hands and like the peel doesn't come off that well, it just I can't deal with the smell. I can't deal with like peeling apart an orange and like eating it. I don't know why. I can do cuties, but I can't do oranges. It's just like one of my really weird things. I'm about to get so real here. Okay. Wait, actually you tweeted this the other day, so I feel bad. My next thing is when people say, I'm a mermaid. You are not a mermaid. I hate, Nevin's getting really bad because she actually thinks she's a mermaid. You're not a mermaid. Don't be like, oh my God, I have beautiful, luscious long hair. You know what? I'm a mermaid. Look, I look like Ariel. I have long, luscious hair. Yep. And I have red hair. So, yep. I'm Ariel. No, you're not. You're not a mermaid. You're not. Just because you have long hair and tan skin doesn't mean you're a mermaid.
You don't have to have red hair to be a mermaid, alright? So I think that's the end of this discussion, and move on to the next one.
You're not a mermaid, okay? That's it. You're not a mermaid, Evan. Get it? Next is when people say the struggle. It might just be in my town, but I despise when people say it. People will always say it when, oh my gosh, when I'll get into school and they'll be like, oh, I forgot my book. The struggle is so real today. Oh my God, I didn't do my homework. The struggle is so real. And I'm just like, really? How real is it? How real is that struggle of yours? Really? Really real? That's nice, yeah. Because I don't care. Next is when people say, oh Mylanta. And I'm not trying to call out Megan Rosette on this because I know she says it really frequently, but the only people who can say oh Mylanta are Megan Rosette and DJ from Full House, okay? Do not say oh Mylanta. I don't even know what it means, honestly, but when people are just like, oh Mylanta, what does that mean? Why can't you say oh my God or oh my gosh? I don't know. Oh Mylanta. This is getting longer than expected. Next is when people chew food loudly. The most disgusting thing I have ever witnessed in my whole entire life. I'm being so negative in this video, I'm so sorry, but this is all of my pet peeves and I honestly can't rant about them enough. And my brother will always chew his food so loudly. I think it's mainly boys who are just like, or when they chew gum loudly and they're like putting something near me or something and I can hear them like, and I'm just like, stop it, please. I don't want to hear you chewing your food. I don't want to hear you swallowing that. I don't want to hear what's in your mouth. I don't. Just please, just close your mouth and just, like, you can't hear anything. It's nice, okay? You don't have to be panting while you're eating. Next is when people don't know the difference between proper grammar terms at the age of 18. How do you not know how to spell loose and lose? How do you not know the difference between those? There, and there. How do you not know how to use those correctly if you're a senior in high school? I see people on my Twitter, like dashboard, timeline, whatever, all the time, just using loose and lose wrong. You are in high school. You should know the difference between loose and lose. It's not that hard. That just gives me such pains for some reason. Why can't you just know the difference? Or there, and there. It's really not that hard to use. They're proper terms to use and they're not that hard. Next is a personal thing. It's something that my sister talked about in her video. I absolutely hate when people tell me to stop burping. I know that when I burp, it's disgusting. I get it. I have a belching problem. It's really gross. None of you have seen it because I edit all of my belching out of my videos, but in every single one of my videos, I belch at least once. It's just like a daily occurrence. I cannot help it. I hate when people will look at me and be like, oh my god, that's so gross. I'm just like, okay, if I could stop this little issue of mine, I would, but I really can't. I can't hold in my burps. When it's in, like when I don't open my mouth to burp, it's still just as loud and people will be like, ew, that was gross. So it's not even worth closing my mouth for it. You might as well just let it out and let people be like, oh yeah, like that was a nice burp. You know? But my friend John does this especially, probably because he's a guy and he's disgusted with me, but I have lunch with him and I'll burp and he'll like look at me and be like, you're disgusting. And I'll just look at him and be like, you've been eating with me since the beginning of the year. You know that this happens almost every day. Get over it. My sister has been living with me and my burping problem for like 2 years. It just started. I probably have acid reflux or something. I don't know. But she yells at me every single time, like, just, why haven't you just adapted it to it yet? Because it's not going away. It's not, and I don't know how to stop it, so sorry. I'm having so much fun filming this. Next is when guys flirt with you, but then also talk to other girls. Like, I'm not saying that you need to talk to me and wife me up, but if you're gonna like be talking to me every day and flirting with me and acting like something's there, then I'm obviously expecting for something to be there. So don't let me see you going around with other girls and being like, hey, doing the exact same thing, or like hooking up with other girls, and I'm just like, ew, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about what you do on the weekends anymore. Guess what? You're gross. You're gross, and I don't like you anymore, so joke's on you. And then the last thing is definitely when people ask me or my sister how much we make from our YouTube videos. This is a very common thing, especially at my school. People who don't know me that well will ask me very, very frequently how much I make from my YouTube videos, because me and Lindsay both do this as a job. So we get paid and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've heard the story of YouTube networks and how people get paid, but this is my job for the time being, and this is how I do get paid. And people, I honestly feel like it's rude for somebody to ask you how much you make. It's like going up to your teacher and being like, hey, how much was your last paycheck? Like, you can't just do that to people. That's rude. And when people ask me how much I make, I'll legitimately look at them and go, I don't want to answer that question because I think that's rude. And they'll be like, no, man, but like, it's fine. Like, you can tell me, like, I mean, how much do you make? And I'm just like, I'm not going to answer that question because I think it's rude. And they're just like, I mean, like, can you just tell me? I mean, just tell me how much you make. And I'm just like, no. Like, I'll tell a certain amount of people, I'll tell my close friends, but like, not everybody needs to know how much I'm making for my YouTube videos. Why are you so curious about it? You mind your own business, I'll mind my own. Like, it's fine. And that also has to correlate in with people asking me about my sister, like, how much does your sister make a month? I actually tweeted on my personal account one time, I tweeted, one of my #1 things is just don't ask me how much my sister makes from YouTube. Like, that's one of my #1 pet peeves. And ever since then, people have like basically stopped asking me because now they know. But like, why would you just think that's a regular thing to ask someone? Like, don't come up to me, don't ask me, yo, how much does your sister make a year? Because I'm not going to answer it. And I was telling somebody this the other day, I laugh in people's faces when they try to guess how much that my sister makes from her videos. They'll be like, oh, yo, so I heard like your sister makes like $600,000 a year. And I'll just sit there and go, yeah. And then I just won't say anything else, and they'll be like, oh my god, so I'm right! And I'm just like, no, you're not right. And I'm not going to tell you how much she makes because it's none of your business, but I just never say anything. Like, I just think it's kind of like a more mature way to handle it if you just like sit back and you're like, why do you need to know that, you know? Because it's kind of more like a private thing. I don't know, but that's just one of my major pet peeves, and I hate when people ask me about just how much we make in general. So this was my video of just kind of things that like tick me off, I guess, my little pet peeves that kind of make me angry. But still, I don't like doing negative videos too much. You guys know I don't like to be like negative about things, but I just honestly had to get my opinions out there about how I feel about certain things, okay? So don't ask me any of the above questions. Don't touch me with your oranges. Don't talk to me if you're flirting with other girls. Don't ask me how much my sister makes a year. Don't ask me how much I make a year. Don't ask me when seminar is in class, because guess what? I'm not going to tell you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Wait, how do you spell llama?
L-L-A-M-A.
Your dad just texted you saying you should feed Nevin before she expires.